want to turn it over to Dewi. So welcome and thank you for getting up so early. She is on the big island of Hawaii, so it's only 5:21 in her world. Welcome.
Aloha, everyone. Hi there. I'm Dewi Maile Lim, and I'm so grateful and honored to be a part of this beautiful gathering. Thank you so much for opening up the field, just generally speaking, Daniela. I'm very happy to have found this community. And so I'm going to share a few slides with you all. In the nature elder that I have been stewarding into this space and that is joining us today is called the Kukui, and that's the Hawaiian name for the candlenut tree. This tree was brought up through the Polynesian migration from uh, further down the Polynesian Triangle area from Tahiti up through the Pacific to Hawaii. When they settled, they brought this tree as one of the canoe plants, as it's called. And for good reason, this tree provided light as well as sustenance and oil. But just to get a sense of this beautiful species, the leaves are lighter green than a lot of the foliage that's usually found around it. And there is, this tree here. I haven't met this tree before. I found this tree on the internet, but this is kind of the tree as I see it. This is a great representation of how, when it's left to its own devices, it gets pretty full. And this one, I think, has probably never been groomed before by a human. So it looks to be in its natural state. Here, as I scroll down, is a beautiful image of the flowers and the leaves closer up. So you can see they are fairly light in color, and that's one of the distinguishing features, as well as its pretty simple leaf structure, usually 3 points on a leaf. And the leaves themselves are made into lei, which are our garlands of flowers that we wear. That could be anything from nuts, leaves, flowers, shells, and also just any kind of nature treasure. But here in Hawaii, we use kukui to symbolize light in all of its forms and expressions. So not only did the nut provide the light, they were stacked when the nuts were cracked open. They were stacked on the midrib of a palm frond, and each nut would be burned for about 15 minutes at a time individually. And then that would also symbolize the passage of time, because it was like a certain amount of time that each nut would burn for. Here is a picture of the nuts in their more raw form. There is like usually a green kind of hull around it. And then this is what they look like if they're just kind of start to like have their own process. These have not been polished or anything. You may have seen people wearing lei of the more polished ones. They get nice and shiny. If you polish them, that all of this white can be buffed up, kind of like you would a crystal. You could find a crystal in its natural form, and then you can also buff up a crystal and it becomes shiny. So those are the nuts. And so then I will show you the oil. So the kukui nut oil, it's very interesting because similar to the olive trees, they have many uses. They can be used topically. They can be used more sparingly in cooking applications. You don't want to eat them excessively. Fishermen would chew up the nut and spit them out on the water to kind of calm the surface tension. And then you'd be able to see through the oily kind of surface of the water to see the fish underneath. It's used as a condiment called inamona here in Hawaii. And so if anyone's ever had poke, the chopped up raw fish, that's one of the ways that they would serve poke is with just Hawaiian salt and the inamona and some seaweed. And that there you go. There's your raw fish dish. Um, and so there, yeah, the oil though is very emollient and great for the skin. So you could also use it in that form. And then finally, I wanted to share a tree that I found, and I also have never met this tree personally, but this is a tree from the sacred Kukui Grove on Molokai. So in Hawaii, each island has been assigned a plant, and the tree is actually the whole state of Hawaii, if you consider Hawaii a state. um, if the whole island chain of Hawaii, the state tree is the kukui, and then also the island of Molokai, their plant is the kukui. So this tree is from the sacred Kukui Grove on Molokai. So thank you so much for allowing me to share this beautiful, beloved tree. Again, one last thing I'll say is the light the light from the nuts is one form of light, but here in Hawaii we think of the whole gamut of the representation of what that word could mean. So it also represents the spiritual light and at the highest expression, enlightenment. And so this tree has a lot of wisdom, and that's one of the qualities that we were tuning in with that the tree has to bring to this field and to us, this quality of wisdom. And oh, this is a little sapling that I just got. My baby friend.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's just take just a moment to just breathe and feel and let that information and our connection, heart connection with this tree happen.